It is our tradition here at Sengo Experiences Tours Travel to prepare a pilgrimage to Rome every year. And I will start with a bit of history. Why a pilgrimage to Rome? We have so many trips that we organize. Some are business related and others are pilgrimages majorly to Rome and then to the Holy Land. We started this tradition of pilgrimages about 4 years ago, and it has a historical background to it. And for purposes of our viewers and who follow us on the social media, I would have loved to give them a bit of history and why we actually do this. Those who know a bit of history will know that in the Middle Ages, that's around 1300 AD, Christians used to do a lot of pilgrimages to the Holy Land. The Holy Land here we mean Palestine of that time, because that is where Jesus Christ the Lord was born. Christians started making pilgrimages to these holy places, and then around the Middle Ages again, Christians started to make pilgrimages going to the centers of Christianity, and these were majorly in Spain and then in England and then of course Rome. But the most common one and the most popular was actually Rome. And history has it that around 1300 numbers as big as 200,000 pilgrims would flock Rome every day. You can imagine in 1300 having 200,000 people flocking Rome. This is like what was happening during the Jubilee year of 2025. And so this became a tradition in Christianity that believers would take pilgrimages to these holy lands. It is a way of faith that Christians normally do pilgrimages. So as the Sengo Experiences Tours and Travel, it has now become part of us that every year, irrespective of what, at least we do two pilgrimages, one to Rome and another one to the Holy Land. Of course, for the Holy Land, we've been disadvantaged by the war right now, which is happening between USA, Iran, and Israel. But again, we believe that before the end of the year, we shall be able to fulfill that pilgrimage to Israel. But for purposes of Rome, we are preparing a grand pilgrimage to Rome, and this will take place on 28th of September up to 6th of September. 28th of September and to 6th of October, that's when the pilgrimage to Rome will take place. When we talk about a pilgrimage is unlike the normal trips or the normal tours. It involves an act of piety and doing acts of piety and acts of penance, and so it is they are normally, a pilgrimage is a journey of faith. And normally when we organize these pilgrimages, especially so to Rome, we majorly target people of the Catholic faith, because we assume that these Catholics have a lot of attachment to the seat of the Pope and the hair of Saint Peter. So this time round, when we go to Rome, automatically we shall have a papal audience. We shall have audience with the Pope, which normally takes place on every Wednesday, for as long as the Pope is within Vatican. Then we shall also visit the four basilicas. That is John Laterani, Maria Maggiore, or what they normally call Mary Major. Then we shall do St. Paul outside the walls, and of course St. Peter's Basilica. Then we shall add other places like St. Francis of Assisi. We shall go to Laciano, where there is where there is that miracle of the Holy Eucharist, and then we shall go to Rotondo. But also this year marks the 800th death anniversary of St. Francis of Assisi. So for those of you who are following us on social media, this is a year you wouldn't have loved to miss.